a hostess here on TNT since August 2020. First, I started on the Spanish team, and now I'm in English. I've been studying English for 1 year and 1 month. Okay, so introduce yourself, Lara, please.
Hi, everybody. My name is Lara. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Governador Valadares, Minas Gerais. I am a medical student. I'm here in TNT since July of 2020. I used to be a host, like I said, and now I am just talking here, and that's all.
Okay, thanks, Lara. And how about you, Mariana?
Hi guys, my name is Mariana. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Bahia too. I'm a French hostess since November, and I'm a talker in English too. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, present yourself, Gabriela.
Okay, good evening. My name is Gabriela. I'm from Minas Gerais. Nowadays, I'm living in Poços de Caldas, but I'm from Barbacena. I am 25 years old, and this is my first time here.
Okay, and how about you, João?
Hi everyone, I'm João. My name is João. I'm from Barreto, São Paulo. I'm 30 years, but I'm living in Belo Horizonte, Minas Gerais, working as a geologist for mining sector. That's all.
Okay, and how about you, Alessandra?
Hello, my name is Elisandra. I'm from Porto Alegre. I am an agronomist, and I have been here in TNT for almost 2 months. Yes.
Okay, thank you, guys. And again, sorry for delay, and that was my laptop. I don't know what is happening with it, but I will try to fix it. Let's start with the first question. What is your opinion about the feminist movement? Can you start, Gabrielle?
Okay, my opinion about the feminist movement is that this is a totally necessary movement. Okay, since I think we have no equal rights between women and men, women and men, I think it's totally necessary.
Okay, now choose a person to keep answering the question.
Okay, so João, can you keep the conversation?
All right. I agree with you, Gabriela, and I think it's not important just in the past, but nowadays, since the rights is not equals, as you said. I think the movement has to continues with efforts, since we don't see greatest changes in the next years, especially in Brazil. I think that.
Okay, choose another person.
Lara.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, João, and Gabriela said. I think it's completely necessary, especially in our society, because of the culture. and this give us power and show the importance of of respect our rights. And yeah, I think it's it. And Elisandra.
Okay, for me, these movements were important and are important today also, in order to reach our subjects and to show our value, not in the case when some people want to be superior or about superiority in relation to men's, but about the value, the same value between the gender. Yes, I don't know if all already answered.
Yes, it's my turn now. And I will start with a polemic answer that I believe all women are feminists, and my opinion about it is that if you are a woman that you want to vote and want to travel without the permission of any man, you are a feminist. Because in the last century, women needed to have a permission of a man to travel or to do anything, you know. So that's why I think the majority part of women are feminists, and I think it's totally necessary because with the feminist movement, we reach the vote. Women start vote to travel without any permission, to go out with any man, and a lot of other things that we can't to do in the last centuries, like to study or to do, you know, anything. So that's my opinion, and I read the news every day, and the things that is happening, the movement is so necessary that we are still fighting for something like the oh my gosh, the abortion in Brazil. I know that in Argentina and some countries are legal, but here in Brazil is not. Actually, people do abortion. We know that people do, but in the illegal form, you know. Yeah, and that's my opinion about the feminism. It's so important, and I'm consider myself as a feminist. I don't go to streets to protest because I live in a small city, but if I have the opportunity, I am the person that I think we need to go to protest to ask for our rights. So that's my opinion about the feminist movement. Okay, the next question. If this movement did not exist, how do you think the world would be? João, you are the only man in this room, so I think that your opinion is you know the most can be the different about the your point of view of the movement.
All right. I think the world will be worse, of course, since women don't have the liberty, of course. They will don't feel free to go to do what you want, since I'm the only man here now. I think something like that. And I am thinking here, the job opportunities will do not exist. I think something like that. Since here with the movement, we don't have the same job opportunities for human.
Okay, choose another participant.
Elisandra.
Okay, I would say that we wouldn't have freedom to think and to express our opinions and what we want, for example, and also about the permissions. We would need to have a permission to work, for example, permission of our husband, for example, to work, and it would be very difficult for us. And yes, nice that want is not in this way. And what do you think, Gabriel?
Just a minute, I was trying to find out a translation for a word. But yeah, I agree with you guys. And when I think in a world without the feminists, I cannot imagine, but I can make a comparison. If we see the countries or the cultures where the feminism is not so strong, it's not so evident. We see societies where women, as you said before, cannot express her wishes, but they are not allowed to wish, not invited to wish. So not just express the wishes, but you don't need to wish. You are just like, you must be a mom and provide the house, like with your things that you do in the house, but don't wish, just don't think. So I think it's kind of dangerous for women also. So it's not a good word, I don't think. And what about you, Lara? What do you think?
I agree with you guys. I think it would be completely different and terrible. I think women will continue being like in the past, just like an object, and don't have the permission to think about different things and to share the voice and what they think about anything. And like you said, just have the permission to have kids and to take care of the houses. And yeah, I think this is it. And you, Chris?
Okay, I don't know how would be the word, but I think would be terrifying because, the woman just will stay at home, taking care of the kids, and doing housework, and do not allow to work, I don't know, in any kind of company or jobs, like I remember about the TV show Annie with an E, and I remember and I seen that the little boys are working in something, and they said to her to leave that place because there was not a place for a woman to stay and work. That work was only for men, and oh my gosh, I'm thinking about it and how the world were to the women in the last century without going out of home, without with the husband, or just take care of the kids in the house without freedom to do her, oh my gosh, they things. And oh my gosh, I cannot express how the world would be, because it's terrifying without vote, without leave the house. I actually don't leave the house because I'm the person of the with fear of the pandemic. I do not leave my house, but the part of you need to ask for permission to leave the house, it's the part that I think is the worst. Okay. I will skip the third question and go to the fourth, that is the 5 in the chat. Tell us your opinion about gender equity. Elisandra, can you start?
Okay, I think that both gender have the same rights in the society, but in some cases I agree that women, for example, can't do some activities, for example, building a house, for example, or carry a lot of weight. So in this case, of course, we can have 100% of equity, but about rights, yes, this is something that I believe that we need to have the equity in rights, for example. What do you think, Gabrielle?
Okay, just before Gabrielle start answering, I don't know if you guys know the difference between equity and equality. Equality is when you give the same opportunities for people, and equity is when you give the opportunities based on the people's fragility. Like you are a Black person and you are from not a good part of the city, and you need to across the city to to study or something, so you will give something for this person based on the lifestyle of the person, in the fragility of the person. Okay. Now can you go, Gabriela?
I'm not sure if I understood, so please correct me if I am wrong in my understanding. But I think nowadays the gender equity, it's not happening. I'm not sure if that is this, okay, but I think for what I understood of the question, for example, in some companies, and in most of the companies, we have a lot of women working, but if you see the leadership, we see a majority of men. And I think in this case, it's not a difference between strong or kind of intellectual thing. It's just, I think nowadays the men have the power positions. But I'm not sure if is that I understood the question properly.
Okay, choose another person.
For sure. Elisandra, please.
Okay, I already answered, but
yeah, you. Sorry. So,
no problem.
I'm not really sure about that. It's that I understood all the this concept of the concept of the term now.
Okay, I know.
So-
I guess it's an example of equity. Equity is the quotas. You know, when the school have quotas, and
All right.
it's the equity, because you gave the same opportunities based on the people's life.
All right. I think that's not happening in our country, or maybe in the world. I can I say I can say about my work in my work, in mining sector, women don't, the mining sector are is no friendly for women. You see, it's a sector that we don't have so many geologists, engineers, and female engineers, geologists. So we don't have the same proportion in the technical job, in the supervision or leader jobs. We don't have. That's bad thing. I think it's a bad thing. Maybe one, maybe empresa, nossa, maybe some companies are selecting more women, but not at all. I think that's not happening, and that's a bad thing. We have to improve this.
Okay, now it's Lara's turn.
Okay. Yeah, I think, in case if I am wrong, you can correct me. I think an example of this in our society is like when it is something that happens a lot, but when women and men have the same position in some company or something like this, and have different salaries, or you will do the same thing, but you don't receive the same. So I think this is a big example that is not happening in our society. It is something that we have to looking for, something that we have to change. And because have no sense, right? Like you do the same thing and you cannot receive the same just because of the gender. So yeah, I think this I remember it.
Thinking about this topic of equity and quotas, I remember when I saw an expose on Twitter of people got into the university, and I guess was UFRJ, and a girl painted her face of black. Oh, I don't know if I painted, or when people I don't know how to say in English, bronzear with the, it's a process that people do. And the girl did to prove that she was black, but she was not black. She's white. And she got into the university. And I remember this exposure, and this really happens in the universe around our country. And the part of gender equity is not happening. We can see in the data of a company, or just seeing the number of men getting into a company. There's a company of I don't know the name in English again, Brita, that made, I don't know how to say, it's about mineration near here of my city. And when I saw when I was going to school, I just pass in front of the company, and I was just seeing men got into the company. I was seeing no one women, you know. So that is the part of gender equity. Our country is terrible. It's terrible. It's a curiosity. It's that the women are not. There are more men in the technology career than women. And I just saw a video on TikTok about a girl playing Free Fire, that game, and the guys that are playing with her was saying bad words to her, you know, the curse words, I guess is the name, because she was a girl and she was playing well and killing in the game all the guys. And you know, the difference between a girl and a boy playing just a game that's for you enjoy it. Imagine in the real life, you know, in a job career or an academic career. Okay, next question. Okay, it's a polemic question that I saw, and this case happened in our country. For a long time, women have needed a man's permission to do something. Recently, there have been cases of wives wanting to have sterilization, but requiring their partner's permission. How do you see this? How is your point of view? Okay, so the woman wants to do a sterilization, but it's not, I don't remember if it was the hospital or the plan that woman used, requiring a permission of her husband. And how is your point of view about this case? Can you restart, Gabriela?
Of course. I was thinking about this and I saw a video on Reels of Instagram of irony. I don't know if the way we say, but irony. Because if a woman wants to get pregnant when she is young, she's judged by, oh, she knows what she was doing, so she's not innocent. She know what the consequence. Take care about this and make your own choice. But if you want to be sterilized, you have no right to do this because you don't know what you are doing with your body. So, or sometimes we don't know what we are doing with our bodies, but sometimes we know properly what we are doing. So I think there is a lot of judging and not a rational discussion behind this. So if we put in the man's hand the choice about this, of course, if you have a family, you will have a healthy conversation with your partner about this. It's logical, but it's not a permission, you know. I think this makes no sense at all. And what do you think about this, Elisandra?
Okay, I really don't know if this kind of permission is something officially. I don't know about.
I don't know. I don't know as well, but oh my gosh, I saw this case on a social media.
Okay. I guess that maybe it would be crazy if it were mandatory. I can imagine this case, this situation, because I think that these things are not related If the woman wants to do something, okay, maybe the man, okay, they were follow the ways, and different ways, maybe different paths, alone or not more together, for example. Yes. And you, João?
That's a thing that I don't know that there's a law about that. I don't think that's a law about that, but in my opinion, I don't see any reason for something like that. Maybe the doctor or hospital said something or required the permission. It's something I see. It's very crazy because, as Gabriela said, if you are in a relation, in a good relation, you will discuss with your partner the 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 man has the right to to do the sterilization too. I don't see I think that's very crazy. And you, Lara?
And I totally agree. I already heard about this too, and I was thinking here, and I think some professor of mine said about it in some class when there was talking about this conception and things related. But it's been a while. I don't remember if it was something that have a law for this, or I don't know. I was trying to figure it out here, but I couldn't. But anyway, I think this is insane. You know, like you have to ask for permission for the thing. Like it's your life, it's your body, and in for sure, this is not required if the men want to do the same. You know, like to do vasectomy, and I think this they don't ask for a permission for a woman just when the woman wants to do the surgery. So I think this is like something, how can I say, like antiquado, something of the past, you know.
Ancient.
Thank you, Keith.
Okay. I have seen many cases about job interviews with women, and sometimes the boss ask if the woman wants to become a mom. And oh my gosh, it's a lot of cases, guys, that the boss, and actually the boss is a man when asked these questions, because they don't like to pay when oh my gosh, when a woman that is working in the company get pregnant, you know. And I have seen a lot of this case, and there's a law in Brazil, I guess is a law. The Brazilian women, oh my gosh, the Brazilian women can do a sterilization after have 2 kids. Before with any kids or just one, the woman cannot do a sterilization in our country. So this law can be changed, because you know, if you are a woman that you don't want to become a mom, to have kids, in, you know, there are some women that think of, that do not think become a mom, and it's a right of a woman to do a sterilization without have kids, you know. Okay, I will ask the first question, guys, that there's on the chat. Arthur, can you answer? the seventh question.
Seventh question.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a big question. Let me see. For a long time, women have needed a man permission to do something. Recently, there have been cases of wives wanting to have sterilization, but requiring their partner. How do I don't know exactly the question because it's a big question. I don't know, Chris Lana. It's a big question.
It's a very
Okay.
hard question.
Yes.
Okay, I'll explain. And I saw a case on Instagram that a woman to want a sterilization. In Brazil, we need to do 2 kids to do a sterilization. And I don't know if it was the company, the hospital, I don't know, was requiring the permission of her husband, you know, but the woman do not it's not necessary the permission of the partner, you know, just the permission of the woman. And in this case, the company was requiring her husband permission. So how do you see this? How is your point of view? It's correct? It's not? What do you think about it?
Really, I don't know exactly, but I think this maybe I really I don't know because it's a really difficult question. Really difficult question for me.
Now I understand this question. I have an opinion. My answer is one expression. Your body, your rules. You don't need a permission. If you want do the sterilization, do it. But we have a law, né? And that law can be wrong, but it's a law.
Yeah, it's a law. You have to have at least 2 kids to have it to do a sterilization.
I'm going to be sincere. I won't be able to answer this question. There's a reason. And from my opinion, for example, nowadays, my opinion, there are many women around the world that like to do your favorite things by herself, and I believe that nowadays it's there is not things about it. Is my opinion because there are many women working a lot nowadays.
Okay, guys, I need to say thank you for being here with me. Again, sorry for delay and the problems. It was my computer. Thank you, Lara and Mariana, for helping me today. This not happen in all meetings, guys. Please come back in the next week. There's a good topic in the next week, but I cannot say. Thank you for being here. I don't know, I cannot say it's the boss. I just follow the boss rules of DNT. And I will share with you. Yeah, I will share with you a link of the feedback on YouTube. You can comment something and ask for a specific topic. And thank you guys. See you in the next week. Good night.